I was I was watching a interview that Sophiology did, and one of the things that she has come to realize is that, like, she's like, I'm tired of just being afraid to be myself because I'm just sick of it or whatever. And I get it. And I honestly feel like Sophiology might be on the spectrum, like she might be neurodivergent. And it makes sense because like a lot of women who are neurodivergent are more assertive, we're more direct, we're more tell it like it is. It inspired me because I've always felt that way. I've always been someone that was like, being who you truly are is beautiful. Now, of course, if you're a pedophile, if you're a narcissist, you, no. But if you are just, a genuine, good-hearted person, be who you are. Of course, evolve, grow, and all that good stuff, and find people who align with you and you align with them. And then I also believe that like sometimes you could be a genuine, good-hearted person, but you also may have flaws that could hinder someone else's journey and where they're at. And unfortunately, you guys have to go your separate ways because you're not mature enough to continue walking with them, because your level of immaturity is affecting them in toxic ways. And it just is what it is. It hurts. It is what it is. And I truly have always been someone that believes in be yourself, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because it's only one of you. To try to like be a person that never makes mistakes and that never gets it wrong, it's unrealistic. You know what I'm saying? It's very unrealistic to say that you're never going to like get it wrong. It's unrealistic to say that you're never going to hurt someone or disappoint someone. Like, it's unrealistic. And so, or it's unrealistic to say that you're not going to make mistakes. And so for me, it's like I kind of always knew that inherently since I was a kid, that like I'm a pure-hearted person. I mean people well, but I also know that I'm flawed, and I also know that like I'm not going to always get it right, but I'm inherently a good person. I've always known that. That definitely comes from God. I said it to say that like talking with some of my coworkers today, and I had to tell them, I was like, stop apologizing for who you are. I know you're socialized to apologize because people want you to shrink who you are to make them feel comfortable because they haven't created a safe environment for themselves to be their true and authentic self. So when they see you being your true and authentic self, they want you to shrink like they do. They might resent you because you're being who you are out loud and truthfully and honestly, good, bad, or indifferent. I've always said that I love to grow, but I'm going to grow at my pace. I'm going to grow genuinely and authentically. I'm not going to be fake evolved. I can't do that. I can't live in that. I don't have the capacity to do that. And so I think a lot of people have tried to get me to say things a certain way and be a certain way and talk this way so that you can appear to be someone who is this or that or whatever. And it's like, yeah, but that's not what I really feel. That's not really how I am. And it only was my experiences, my life experiences, my mistakes, certain experiences that I had to like go through. That was when I was able to genuinely be and say things from a place of truth and from a place of empathy and compassion and kindness and just authentic. And I feel more at peace being in that place than trying to just, well, let me just say it this way so that I can be, accepted. Or let me just, no, like it's not real. And I think I've always been the person that was like, okay, I'd rather deal with the consequence of my immaturity than lie to somebody about who I am. If I have not had the proper experience to be to you or be where I need to be to express to you how I need to express or how I should express or whatever, I don't want to lie to you about who I am. I'd rather show up as myself, and then you can decide if you want to walk with me as I grow, because I'm going to grow as I grow. I can't grow any faster than when I'm going to grow. Certain experiences that I have not had or I haven't been afforded to experience to give me the level of wisdom to operate in authentically and truthfully. You know what I'm saying? And I'm learning that like other people haven't either. So like I'm also like learning the nuance of like some people who have hurt you are hurting you because they haven't experienced what they need to experience to be what you need them to be, to see you, give you that space that you need. And the unfortunate part is like sometimes it lets you know that like, oh, this is where we end. And then I have to go and find someone else who is where they need to be and what I'm looking for so that I can get what I need in this life. I'm a true advocate for be you and grow genuinely,